Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games here with the next episode of my Guild Wars Prophecies playthrough. You may wonder, why do I have a -10 death penalty? The reason why is because I was on a phone call while I was getting into position here, and I kind of just blindly kept charging forward and didn't really worry about dying or anything like that, so I kind of just died against a big group of enemies that previously I'd killed without too much difficulty. But because I was just blindly walking past, I didn't even notice what was going on. Oh, I can't hear the game anymore. I did a goof. Oh yeah, because I turned down the volume while I was on the phone call. There we go. I think I hear there's supposed to be the sound of the waves, but it sounds just like a whoosh thing. Oops, I forgot my light too. That's what happens when I forget to answer the phone calls. I apologize, team, for my unprofessional behavior. So we're back at the Ascalon Settlement Village. We are now doing our quests that take us into the Nebo Terrace. I believe all of them will take us to this Nebo Terrace. At least the ones that are not already in Lion's Arch, because we've completed them already. Let's see, where is this one? That one's apparently way over there, so this one's going to take a while. We're not going to be able to do the Villainy of Galrath anytime soon. So we're going to go into the Nebo area to complete, I believe it's 2 of our quests. I believe Report to the White Mantle is not here either. So let's go to Blankets for the Settlers. I believe both of these just go straight to the Nebo place. We'll head northwest. We also have our friend M.O.X here, who we actually attained in last episode. I decided I want to bring him, see if he's as annoying, if he's less annoying than the henchman. If he's less annoying than the henchman, as in he doesn't chase after everything I target, then great. If he ends up targeting the things I target, then I'll probably go back to Stefan until I get to level 20 area, because he's level 20 character and my henchman are normally supposed to be level 10, so it's like making things technically a little bit easier. So it looks, if he doesn't it looks like he's not automatically attacking whatever I target. Thankfully I wasn't paying attention and almost let him get his heal skill off, but thankfully he died right before it could happen. There's a lot of Tengu here, so we have to be kind of careful with that. So we need to go to Nebo Terrace over there. Apparently, I didn't really skip that. Ooh, magic. The Statue of Duena. Fancy. So, Statue of Duena. And when the world rang with the clanging of swords, and did a fire fall from the skies, Duena, goddess of life and air, heard the wailings and pleas of the weak. And when the rumblings of war did not cease, came her charge, Doric, who did prostrate himself at her feet. And cast she now a glance upon the war-torn lands, and wasted flesh of the fallen. And with tears upon her cheek, did lay her gentle hands upon the prostrate man. Then saith she unto him, and all her charges, lay down thy weapons, and as I have done unto ye, so ye must do for your brethren. Offer protection to the weak, give solace and shelter to those who need it. Be ye a salve to the wounded, for I am your goddess, and I will give blessings to all who follow these teachings. The Scriptures of Duena, 1:15 BE, before Exodus. One thing I could safely say, though, is, with all these, worshipping of the gods and how much of an impact they kind of technically have in Guild Wars' own storyline, the fact that they kind of just yeet out of here and be like, bye, bitches, in Guild Wars 2 just honestly pisses me off. It's a sign that the internet completely are like, fuck it, we're not going to have the gods anymore. I'm like, you guys just breaking more shit right there. It pisses me off. It's like when you're reading a good book series or watching a good TV show and it just goes to shit. Like Game of Thrones season 8 is basically the Path to Fire lore with the gods. So Ethem the Artisan for the materials dude is part of our quest. Ethem the Artisan materials. Jia Ju Tai is a jackal. She lent us materials to rebuild our village after a bandit attack, but she required repayment too quickly, and each day she reckons our debt is higher than the last, so that we can never repay her. I tell you, Fearmy Games, I shudder to think what her new demands will be. I'll take this matter to the elders for consideration. In the meantime, perhaps you can help us by supporting our local artisans. If you have raw materials, I can craft something for you. Not right now. I don't really need anything from you, though. Apparently, he's also part of blankets for the settlers. Alright. Ah, yes, I've been expecting you. I hope this is the beginning of a much fruitful trade between the Ascalon settlement and our village. So now we got the settlement blanket here. So basically we traded them on one militia weapon and got a settlement blanket in its place. Apparently this guy's a quest for us. I have a matter that I need some discreet help with. 3 days ago in Bergen Hot Springs, 2 members of the Line Guard were brutally slain. Initial evidence suggests that it was the work of the Shining Blade, but something strange is going on. There were 4 witnesses, but none of them would speak with me when I interviewed them. I believe that at least one of them might be willing to talk to someone who is a little less official, an outsider, so to speak. I would be grateful if you would travel to Bergen and obtain written testimonies from the 4 witnesses. Will you help me? I'll be glad to help. Once about that their white mantle. So we've completed all the quests, though we just need to go back to... Oh, apparently, I'm late. So we need to go back to the settlements to get our reward there. So the villainy of Galroth. Wait, that was the Keswick Speak one. Where's the other one in... So that one's over there. Head in trouble. Wait. Oh yeah, we already did the other one. Never mind. Already got a reward for it. I was thrown off slightly because I was like, wait, where was it supposed to go again? So we take that one, goes there. This one's Lion's Arch, I believe. This one is over there, but I don't know how to get there right now. Looks like if we went south, we can go there. Let's make that detour down there to the hot springs. So it looks like if we follow this path here, killing a bunch of these Tengu around here, I think we should be able to make it without too much difficulty. Nice. That Tengu Scout looks like he's going to be a bit of a problem. The Wild, though, is the one I should be focusing as the enemy caster. These Tengu actually do a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure they killed the cultist and he was just revived like a second ago. M.O.X is pretty strong. He's able to go into that too much difficulty. I gave him just a generic dervish build to make use of. Oh, yeah, these Braves though can do a decent amount of damage. So, oh my, I'm dying. Yeah, they just do some massive damage, man. Insane. I was too slow to interrupt the Conjure Phantasm. I was waiting for it, but I was too slow. Yeah, it's actually one thing that surprised me when I died was I was not expecting them to do that much damage when I was just idly moving through, and then suddenly I had some misfortunes, like my health bar dropping to 0 faster than I thought it would. Especially because I didn't feel like I died. I don't think I died the first time through. I don't think it was that difficult. I think I just thought because we had M.O.X with us that I was not gonna have any trouble at all, which ended up not being the case. Alright, let's see. I want to focus on this Tengu Wild. You take a cry of frustration yourself, sucker. These Braves are just violating my poor backline, man. Is that a skill? I'm not sure if I don't think an attack counts as a skill, so I don't think I can interrupt with the version, though. I'm gonna try. So they keep just spamming that attack, and that seems to be their primary source of damage. I'm gonna wait a moment for my henchman to regain energy. If you guys want to see this build, it's just a wounding strike build. So with a death charge, that way you can get to the middle of the enemy and hopefully ball them up for me. So basically, spam this for faster attack speed, spam this one for some damage and burning, spam this one for more burning and some adrenaline as well. Gain this one to get some energy whenever he attacks foes, and do a little bit of damage as well. And of course, wounding strike for deep wound and bleeding. I don't know how well the AI actually uses like enchantments with it, but hopefully they do a decent job of it. Alright, Tengu Scout, I'm gonna cast Empathy on him so that way he doesn't do as much damage. The healer's actually doing a decent job keeping alive I interrupted, sucker. Interrupted. Take that. I'm ready for you now, sucker. And thankfully, I'm not recording this late at night. I did not end up working this afternoon. It's it's kind of thing where it's like, at work, I don't volunteer for more work on Thursdays, because I'm like today, because I'm busy. Because I didn't want to make time to get to some like this recording, because I wasn't able to do it on Sunday, and I'm gonna be, and so it's like, and I also had other things I need to do this afternoon. So I didn't volunteer for more work, but I'm also the kind of person where it's like, I need the money, so if you're gonna offer, I technically need to accept, but I don't want to accept, but I need to accept, kind of a thing. Not because I'd be fired, but because I'm quitting this job anyways in a couple weeks when I move. But if I can make more money, then I'm gonna make more money, kind of a situation. See, is there any NPCs around here that are left alive? I feel like this is near the Temple of Ages. Because I remember coming from this direction. Poor cultist is dead. They always focus fire on my cultist, man. I need to be better about keeping that guy alive, because he gives me energy. Oh, wait, this is a settlement. I kind of forgot this place existed, actually. I'll be tireless if you forgot this was a settlement. Okay. So we could sell some stuff to the merchants that's around here, but first let's talk to this dude. Apparently the henchmen get a higher level around here too. Why are you speaking to me? Away with you! What can I do to be rid of you? Hot Spring murders. Why would I speak with someone like you? This is a Kryta matter, and I'll not speak to a foreigner about it. You can deliver that message to your Inspector Caleb if you like. It's not very nice. So apparently the henchmen were removed, but they're still here. I don't know why. I don't know why some henchmen get removed from my party while others are not being removed from my party. It's kind of weird. So I'm assuming Layman Joseph's gonna be the one of the people we have to talk to, but we have to go like in order, I guess. So I didn't see anything. I don't know anything. What do you want from me? Hot Spring murders. Who sent you? I've already told Caleb that I didn't see anything or anyone. All I know is that I was standing here minding my own business when I heard a shriek. I looked up and I saw two line guards lying in a pool of blood. Why don't you ask that Ascalon woman if she saw anything? So I didn't see anyone, and definitely not any. I just didn't see anything. That's all I have to say. Apparently there was an Ascalon woman involved, I guess. Maybe someone I know. Or maybe she's the Ascalon woman, actually, Penelope. And she does have, like, that little the outfit that I match. Penelope Randall. I'm not afraid of these white mantle thugs. That's what they are, if you ask me. Nothing more than a pack of thugs. And no better than the char that drove us out of Ascalon. Did you need something? Well, Hot Spring murders. It's good to see a friendly face. I didn't want to speak to that inspector, because I wasn't sure about speaking to a Kryta. I came to the springs to get water to take back to the settlement when I saw the two line guard arguing with several of those white mantle soldiers. Things were getting pretty heated when the mantle said about something about righteous judgment coming for the line guard, just like all the other infidels. I left at that point to take care of some other business, but then later, when I heard that the line guard were found dead, I just knew it had to be the mantle. Yep, white mantle. They don't seem to be very nice fellows, even though they welcomed us in with open arms. If you want to make yourselves useful, you should go apprehend that band of murderers who call themselves the Shining Blade. Is there something else you need? I'll tell you what happened, alright. It was the Shining Blade. Those murderers were trying to extort protection fees from the merchants here when the Lion Guard showed up and tried to arrest them. Those Shining Blade murderers just cut them down without thinking twice about it. That's the truth. So we have one side claiming the White Mantle and the other another witness claiming the Shining Blade, and then other ones saying that they didn't see nothing. I wonder, is this armor merchant maybe better than the one in Lion's Arch? Yes, they are better. I can get better armor. Huzzah! I just need to sell some junk, and I will be back. Oh, apparently that's a request. That's a quest for wood. Good thing they don't let me sell that, because that would be a little awkward. Nice. So I want armor. So I'll probably want domination magic, I'm thinking. So probably be this mask. And then, of course, we have courtly attire, performer, and stylish. What do we have right now? We have stylish. So there's performer, which I think is the one we started with, and courtly. Let's try courtly, just to see what it is, because this is not our final form. So we might as well experiment a little bit. Oops. So let's put on our new outfit. I think this actually looks kind of fancy looking. I like it. I like the color scheme they start with too. And, I may change just to black and gold, so that way it matches my flag. But I like it. I don't know about you guys. Say in the comment section down below if you think this armor is good, and maybe I should make it my max level armor later on. Okay, so this one, can I sell it to you? Yes, I wish to sell my sleek and stylish attire. Oh, apparently oh no, okay. Sell. Apparently I've missed one. Let me identify this one. Maybe it has good salvage or something else. That's actually not a bad shield to have if you're going up against a lot of merchants, especially in lower levels. So now we need to go back to Nebo Village, and then after we go to Nebo Village, we can then return to the Ascalon Settlement and get turned in those side quests. Hopefully what we'll be able to do, and then we'll go back to Lion's Arch, look around to see if there's any more side quests, and then we'll probably continue on to the main story, because the main story will take us to the DLSO Seaboard. Let's try and put this clumsiness on that guy, and hopefully it'll hit multiple of them. Oh, that was a perfect diversion. Oh, that was beautiful. It hit so many. It hit I think it hit like all of them. Now that was beautiful. Alright, M.O.X is doing it. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was worried that the hero AI was not gonna be very good, but M.O.X seems to be sticking to his targets very well, which makes me very happy. I guess if I'll compromise and I won't go to Nightfall and I won't go to Eye of the North, and I'll just keep M.O.X as my frontline fighter. Eventually, the oops, I didn't mean to cast the version there. That's a bit of a waste. And I'll compromise and I'll keep M.O.X as my frontline fighter, because the main thing that pissed me off was how ineffective the front line was. But if M.O.X can handle the front line for me, then I think we'll be okay. It seems like the Gypsy Ends lost, even though they seem to outnumber pretty significantly the Tengu. Because, when we came here last, there's only Tengu here, no Gypsies. Apparently, that does not interrupt it. He died before I can test again. I wanted to test, see if maybe it would work, but maybe he died and I didn't notice it. So, oh look, there's a boss right there. Also, this cane I might make use of. I'm not sure though. It's not a bad thing, but I don't really have a lot of illusion magic right now, so it's probably not the most worthwhile of getting. Right, at least right now. I think I'm going to focus on these Braves, because these guys seem to be the ones who do a lot of DPS. But here is the healer. I'm going to start focusing this one. I'm at a Bane Signet. Oh, never mind, he's dead. One thing that sucks with Bane Signet is because it costs no energy. If it, the target's dead before I cast it, I haven't wasted energy to cast it. Makes it perfect. Perfect, I tell you. I'm gonna cast on this Tank Brave. Alright, looks like I think he is sticking largely to the targets. I'm keeping a very close eye on M.O.X during this whole thing. Thankfully, he's not very easy to miss. Thankfully, because of how big he is. But he seems to stick to the targets even when I need to change targets. Oh my, I'm at the attack here. Honestly, I love the shadow charge that he gets. Shadow charge is it's a skill that assassins get at Nightfall. It's so amazing for any frontline healers you have, because the reason why is they'll teleport to the target, heals them a little bit, but allows them to instantly get into the middle of things, and then to add a nice extra little benefit to it. It basically will make it more likely that the enemy's going to be focus firing on that particular henchman because they drew their aggro and started attacking almost immediately. One thing that's kind of nice that M.O.X brings to the table is that he actually brings some conditions, because we don't really have many conditions in our group, I think. We have some hexes, I assume, from our cultist. We have, DPS in terms of the mage. Though he might have some burning, because, fire magic. But he seems to be a fire mage. Fire elementalist, I mean. And then, don't know what Littlethorn brought, really. Well, Littlethorn brings. He has an axe, so he should have some deep wound. Apparently, I don't remember this guy being here last time we were here. The line guard has outlived its usefulness. The white match will now see to the protection of Kryta. What do you want? Oh my. It shames me to think of what has become of the line guard. Do you need my help with something? Hot Spring Murders. Ah, you're back. Well, I have been replaced as the investigator on this matter. You should speak with Inquisitor Galed. He is in charge now. Well then. I'll take those papers from you. Thank you for your help. The line guard is obviously undermanned, so the White Mantle will be taking over the investigation. Your service to the people of Kryta has been noted. Well, hopefully she doesn't. The person we kind of got the the White Mantle accusation doesn't end up getting Epsteined or anything like that. It'd be awkward. She trusts us, So it might make things a little awkward. What's kind of interesting is that for those of you who play Guild Wars 2, this is where Divinity's the one Divinity's Reach was just a small village. Is over here. If I'm remembering my exact geography correctly, I think it's over here. I believe it's over here. Might be a little bit more this way. Yeah, I think it's about this way. I'm looking at my map, but then I realized, but then it looks like actually that they didn't have it done in the base game, so it was actually added later on. Actually, never mind. I was about to say it was added later on, but I also now remember Divinity's Reach is not a outpost. It's a village, but it's not doesn't have but it's not an outpost. Similar to how this Aslan settlement is a village, but not an outpost. I look so fancy with this new outfit. I'm ready to enter the court. I don't like how the butt keeps clipping through my cape. Butt clipping ban. They had how many years to fix this? Maybe it only occurs if you zoom in, because I don't really see it right now. Maybe it's just the angle I was looking at. These Ascalon settlers here hanging out. So first one is blankets for the settlers. These blankets will be put to good use. Thank you for securing them. And then you found the source of our scale problem then. That's good news. Good news indeed. So we've got our quest done. We actually have something that actually, if we went a little bit into illusion magic, I think we should probably make use of this cane and make use of maybe this chalice is actually pretty nice. I was about to say maybe using this chalice. Well, it's +8, half chance. This is 10%. This one is 5%. Let's do this one. Let's use these two weapons now. It will allow us to actually deal some actual damage with our attacks, with our auto attacks at least. And look at that. We look a little fancy. We look even fancier now with this setup, I think, at least. But now we're back in Lion's Arch. You can see, until we do these side quests, traveling to Cantha and traveling to Alona in Eye of the North will always appear whenever we arrive back in Lion's Arch. So where's the weapon gear? I want to customize my new weapons. I guess I can't, and then sell. Yeah, I want to sell the Jewel Chakram and that. Where is? I believe he's up. Yeah, there he is. There's the Magi guy. I don't think anyone else. I think everything else is going to be the DSL Seaboard or something else we do later on, but just not right now. Yeah, I don't know why they keep leaving the party. It's really weird. Thank you. These shards are very important to my research. Now leave me to my work. Soon all will be revealed. Oh, apparently he has more quests to do. And he gives me a signet of capture for free. Basically, what signet of captures are is it allows me to get when you go to an enemy, but especially for boss enemies, is that you can, if you have a signet of capture, you can use it to get an elite spell, their spells from them. Which also boss enemies usually, especially at high levels, get elite spells. You can use a signet of capture to get it. And that's how usually you will get your elite spells for characters, unless you already unlocked it through PvP or some other way. Then you can use what's called an elite tome to get it. But for us, we'd probably be using a signet of capture for our elite spells. Long have I studied the mysteries of Tyria, and I have come to understand many things about the world. You will often encounter creatures that use skills that you would like to learn. I have created a means by which you may do so. I call it a signet of capture. Nothing is gained for free, however, and there are rules you must follow if you are to use the signet. First, common foes do not possess the necessary energy to charge the signet. It will only work on those who possess exceptional power. You recognize such foes by their colored auras, boss enemies. After you have defeated a worthy foe, simply stand near that foe and use the signet of capture. Any nearby foes who are sufficiently powerful will be affected by the signet, which will then transform itself into a single skill of your choosing. There are some exceptionally powerful skills, elite skills, that may only be gained in this manner. So this signet is a very valuable resource. Do you understand how to use the signet of capture? I understand. It sounds amazing. So this one's probably going to take a while. I don't really think there's anything soon that I'm going to need to use that signet of capture for. So probably we'll do is report to the White Mantle next. I just want to check to first watch Sergio. So yeah, Mendel's request is the only one he has left. So we're not going to bother with him. And I want to take Stefan this time instead of Lilithorn. You know, give some love to good old Stefan. He's been with us longer, and he also, you know, didn't run away. He didn't desert the army. So at least he must be a little bit more trustworthy, right? But as you can see, not all is well in Kryta. The Light Mantles seem to be killing people who disagree with them, taking over duties from the Lion Guard, who seem to be all around decent folks, even if they're not the most competent. Let's see. You know, Stefan doesn't seem to be running around as much as he used to. I'm now feeling very conflicted. Well, guys, if you want me to keep using M.O.X, or if you don't care, you know, if you don't care, then don't worry about it. But if you guys want me to stop using M.O.X, or you don't mind if I keep using M.O.X, feel free to comment down below and say, hey, keep using M.O.X. He's a cool dude. I mean, after all, he said we are his master, and he gave me this user manual, where it says, an introduction. If you're reading this, you have met the parameters to activate M.O.X. M.O.X. My name is Zin. I'm the foremost Golemancer in the world, certainly far more advanced than my former mentor, Ulia. She is a child compared to my great intellect, holding me back. She was. Told me my ideas were unethical. Pah! I struck out on my own, leaving her only that simpleton Blim to assist her. Till recently, my business thrived. I cultivated an impeccable reputation manufacturing custom golems. I will not allow some minor difficulties to destroy everything I've built. You see, I'm trapped by my own genius. A prisoner to my greatness. In short, I am forced to request the assistance of lesser beings. The job? That's what started this whole fiasco. My entire business has been built on the backs of eccentric clients, so it never occurred to me that to turn away the stranger when he appeared. He had a most curious request. But again, I was not about to refuse a paying customer, so I obliged the dastardly fellow. He even brought along a custom power crystal to be used in the construction of a golem. This, perhaps, should have raised a red flag, but free parts are free parts, especially when I can still charge full price. Had I known the extent of the evil to which I was contributing, I would have halted construction immediately, or at least built in more safeguards. As it was, I labored for weeks on end to complete what, in my hubris, I believed, was my ultimate masterpiece. But in my hour of greatness, that masterpiece became my downfall. As I set aside my tools and turned to survey my work, the R.O.X., or rocks, golem powered up unexpectedly. To my horror, the great beast snatched me up and the stranger appeared from out of nowhere to inform me that I was now under his control. He left R.O.X., or rocks, to watch me as I continued working on 2 other commissioned works, but with certain modifications. In due time, I completed these other 2 golems in the image of rocks, their true master. However, even with rocks watching my remove, I was able to outwit them in a level machine. The great Zin shall not be slighted without retribution. I prolonged completion while secretly modifying one of my other projects, the M.O.X. golem. He is now my greatest creation. I was even able to synchronize multiple power crystals for a single purpose. Yes, M.O.X. is the first dual-core golem in existence. Unfortunately, I had to salvage parts from an earlier golem named Gox, including his power crystal. I replaced it with an older, slightly damaged crystal of questionable origins, which has caused some strange behaviors, but that is beside the point. Your mission. I have no doubt that you'll take comfort in knowing that the mightiest golem ever created is now in your possession. However, M.O.X. comes with a price. You may keep the golem, but you must complete a small task of grave importance for me. While slaving away for Rox's mysterious master, I was able to discern their sinister plot. Both golems I was forced to assemble have a hidden, singular purpose: assassination. And these particular assassinations will surely create chaos in the 3 great kingdoms of Tyria. Within days of arriving at their destinations, hidden directives programmed into Pox and Nox golems will activate, and they will move to fulfill their missions. Nox will kill his owner, Prince Boka, and then move on to the other princes of Abbey. Pox will make haste to the Imperial Sanctum and do away with the Emperor Kisu. In addition, the evil Rox has stolen every spare golem in my lab and marched out toward the Temple of Ages to kill Princess Salma. These things must not happen. My entire reputation depends on it. Thus I offer you M.O.X. in good faith, expecting to use him to preserve my reputation and save the great nobles of the world. If, however, owning the single most advanced golem ever created is not enough of a prize to entice you to do the right thing, I am also prepared to pay you quite handsomely should you visit me in my secret underground lair upon completion of this task. Bring M.O.X. with you, as he will be able to bypass the security protocols. Of course, I cannot reveal the location of my lair should this gift fall into the wrong hands, so you'll have to strain that pea-sized intellect of yours and discover my location on your own. I include one hint: stop when it hurts. Oh my. So that is the Golem user manual. I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I, as a player, know what he's talking about. As a character, I have no idea who the hell these people are talking about. You know, Princess Salma. That sounds like a Kryta. You know, Imperial Sanctum. Sounds like somewhere in Cantha. I've never been there before. Barely heard of anything of it. Counted a couple here or there. Valby, that sounds like somewhere in Alona. Never been there. Maybe counted one person from Alona. No idea what he's talking about. So with that in mind, we're gonna keep using M.O.X. without any idea what's going on. See, I'm gonna use a normal henchman, I think, for the mission stuff. The reason why I'm gonna use normal henchman stuff is I want, like, now that I've seen M.O.X., I want to now compare him back with the normal henchman, and I want to compare and see if their behaviors are different. If they're different, then I can deal with it. If they're not different, then I'll just keep using henchmen. You know, M.O.X seem to be kind of doing a good job of following along and attacking things that I'm not attacking. Oh, looks like what he'll do is once his last target's killed, he looks like he goes to whoever I'm targeting now. And I did not observe the behavior of him running around like his head's cut off. So, but I also didn't see Stefan doing that. So I wonder if maybe the AI gets smarter as the levels go up. I'm not sure though. But oh well. Let's talk to this guy. Mantle Knight Kryta. Justicar Torimo told me about you. It is the will of the unseen, no doubt, that brings you here. For we are greatly troubled by the rising tide of undead that has beset the countryside. We need a message sent to the Confessor in the temple to the west, so that he may consider how best to protect these lands. You have witnessed for yourself these undead abominations. I would like you to travel to the Temple of Tolerance and tell Confessor Dorian of all that you have done and seen. If you are ready to undertake this task, and gather together a party and click Enter Mission. You know, if I didn't know how to press Enter Mission, I don't think I'd be able to do many missions at all so far. So I'm not really sure why it has to tell me that, but well. Apparently, there's some questions that I can answer. The Scepter of Ore. Recently, a group of White Mantle scholars uncovered what they believe to be the Scepter of Ore, a powerful artifact once possessed by King Reza, the last king of Ore. And how did it get lost in the first place? In the year 1062 AE, the Char invaded all three human kingdoms. I believe that took place like basically right after the Searing. The continent of Tyria was in turmoil. The scepter was lost somewhere between when the Char attacked Ascalon and when they reached the borders of Ore. Those who knew of its whereabouts were all killed in the cataclysm. You see, when the Char reached the Orion capital, the city of Ara, the entire nation exploded in a flash of blinding light. Some say it's the vengeful wrath of the old gods. Though these days, only fools believe in the powers of Granth, Balthazar, and the rest of the false pantheon. The more rational thinkers among the White Mantle believe the cataclysm was the work of foul black magic, dragged from the forbidden tombs deep below the streets of Ara. And why did the undead want the scepter? In the right hands, the scepter is said to possess the power to command creatures from the underworld. Either that, or, and I shudder to think, they have much grander plans. Whatever the case, I'd hate to see the Walking Dead with an artifact of such power. We have enough trouble with them as it is. How can I help? The scepter was taken to the Temple of Tolerance to be examined by Confessor Dorian. But we have received word that the undead are marching towards the temple. The tale of your recent heroics is widely known among the White Mantle. We would be indebted to you if you would venture to the temple and inform the Confessor of the pending undead invasion. I'm on my way. Your service to the White Mantle will be greatly rewarded. Also, apparently is for a part of bandit trouble. I have heard there was some trouble in North Kryta province, but I am much grieved to hear how ineffective the Lion Guard is at protecting our people. Here we are, the White Mantle, taking on the greatest of crises facing our land. The Walking Dead and the vaunted Lion Guard cannot deal with a few brigands. I will send a few men to inquire into the matter. In the meantime, give this token of genthier to the peasant you mentioned. While she bears it, the unseen ones will pay her special attention. I'm kind of concerned for her safety now. She might have some unwanted attention right now, because you don't usually think you want the gods paying special attention to you. I say that as a main character. I know what I'm talking about. So we're going to go back into North Kryta. Once we finish the side quest, I'll probably plump our butt down in the Alessio Seaboard and prepare for them. And basically, the next episode will be doing the mission itself. And if we have time after the mission, depending on how long it is. So some missions are short, some missions are long. But after that, we will do more side quests probably, unless. Sometimes there is a series of missions, which does happen sometimes, so there might be less side quests going on. What's nice is that you can cast fireball through walls, sucker! There we go. We use superior strategy and positioning to defeat the enemy there. On the bright side, apparently this lady is not very far away, so that's good to note. Let's see. I think this path will be the best way to go. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think this might also be a path that looks like there might be a bridge there too. So either way, it will work. Interrupt that. Screw you, Fire Imp. Screw you. The Token of Genthia. So basically we're going almost all the way back to Lion's Arch for the sake of this mission. Oh, apparently someone just hit us with a diversion over there. Ah, it's just low. That guy's doing a lot of damage to my healer. Fuck off, please. Take this empathy power. That sounds like my Asgard getting the vacuum by the sound of it. We'll follow this path around to get to our destination. Apparently we have not gone down this path because it's still a little fuzzy on my map. So we're doing a little bit of our cartography here. So let's see, what is it? It should be somewhere here. There, Tier and Explore title track. That's what it should be. You cast a spell, you die. Aha, sucker. And the Tier Protector title track basically means completing all the bonuses in every mission. So all of this stuff is goes towards the Tier Protector. Basically, you know, showing that there's 25 missions. Is a lot of missions, but I think I'm still not 100% certain which one's considered the longest campaign. I know Prophecies is a very long one. Factions is 100% the shortest one, but I don't really know if Nightfall or Eye of the North are longer than Prophecies. Oh, you ought to go. What, Marama? What's this? A token of Genthia? I think I was hoping for a little more night and a little less mantle out of Karia. Oh well, I guess there's not to be done but hope this thing works. Except. So we've done every side quest that we could do up to this point, unless we want to go like a very long trip, which would make this episode take a lot longer. So let's head to the DLSO Seaboard, and I will call an end to this episode here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know again down below if you guys want me to keep using M.O.X or if I should just save him for level 20 and then start using him. Because technically, you know, we have he was gifted to us by this weird guy named Zin. We don't really know much about him. Seems a bit weird though. Asking for help, so eventually we'll need to help him. But right now, we're kind of looking after our own problems. We can't really help anybody right now. But eventually, we can help. And with that, guys, have a good day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be. And I'll see you guys next time. Feel free to press that like button down below, or Rumble if you're on Rumble, and subscribe to get notified whenever I release a new video. Bye-bye, everybody.